here we go. Of course, Demi is the OG. He was the OG Grand Platypus of 2019. MeomaikA handily the Grand Platypus of 2020. But, you know, who's going to be the one to take it here in 2021?
My money's on... I just realized there are implications with whomever I choose.
What are you implying?
You know what, I'm just gonna say Seal Mold.
Ah. I mean, you're not wrong.
He is the oldest.
He is.
Anyway, enough about that. We are not old. Even though Dash is now a year older, we are on Submarine LE. We all do live in the LE Submarine. The LE Submarine, although some of us thrive in it, such as a player spawning in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way to the top left-hand corner, going for a 12 pool, a blue Zerg player coming down from the Jewel of India. He is representing Downfall Gaming, DFG. He is Demi.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Submarine LE, I believe going for a 14 pool, could have been a 15 pool. We have the Vietnamese Zerg player representing Intensity Esports. He is red. He is representing... what? He is MeomaikA.
MeomaikA representing the bodybuilding champions.
There you go.
So,
of the world.
Yeah, there we have it. This is a side business.
Oh boy, oh boy.
But I love it, like a 12 pool coming out from Demi. He knows what map we're on, giving MeomaikA a bit of a taste of his own medicine here.
Exactly, because especially because Demi isn't going for a 12 pool where you just make 16 duo across the map and you just harass your opponent. He's committing to this. He's making another 2, a total of 8, and then another 2 behind that. So quite a number of links going across the map for Demi, looking to deal quite some damage here.
And MeomaikA is now aware of what's coming his way. He's actually going for a very early Roach Warren in response to this. This could backfire on MeomaikA if Demi really hard commits to the Lings. It's very easy to sort of isolate lone roaches here and there, but if Demi doesn't, and as we see he's not, MeomaikA is going to go into the mid game a lot quicker than Demi can.
Oh boy, exactly. To be fair, because MeomaikA is going for this, he is prone to like a Ling run by, but like, God, MeomaikA has such a big brain, because Demi went for a 12 pool, he has no gas, he has no Ling speed, there's no threat of like a big Ling flood coming from Demi. That's not happening at all. So MeomaikA, he is safe enough to go for this fast Roach Warren.
Immediately starting to get some roaches out, jeez. I thought we might get into the lair phase at the very least. You know, MeomaikA might want to get Galao Reconstitution, but I forgot what map we're on. You don't need Galao Reconstitution Submarine. You're already across the map.
Exactly. And sure, I mean, MeomaikA loses all his links, but he doesn't care. He didn't want his links anyway. He doesn't have link speed. Like, roaches are coming out. As you said, they're already in production, and Demi has no idea. He has absolutely no idea what the hell MeomaikA is doing, and this is the MeomaikA we know and love, and this is the MeomaikA that Demi knows and hates.
Well, not hate for MeomaikA. Like, Demi doesn't hate the style that Meo plays. He just,
he despises it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, okay, so the roaches were just revealed. The Ling of Demi did run into them, so now MeomaikA has to go if he wants to make this work. Meanwhile, Demi, what do we see? 1 spine going down. I don't know if 1 is enough, mate. Throw down 2, throw down 3, throw down whatever you need to survive, because the roaches, they're here, mate.
Yeah, we'll see if this is going to be enough for Demi. He will be able to fully wall off, but is that what you want to prioritize when you're up against roaches? MeomaikA is reinforcing this with Lings. He knows that they're a much quicker unit that can get to the front line. That Spine Crawler, I was gonna say, is gonna go down, but the Transfuse right on point here for Demi. And I don't see MeomaikA breaking this anytime soon, not with 4 queens defending it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there isn't any more energy for Transfuse. There is a Ravager, and a Bile does go down. It looks like the spine should fall, and it does, just barely. Meanwhile, the Queens of MeomaikA show up as, again, World Submarine. It doesn't take that long for them to waddle across the map.
And look how much energy these Queens have got. Like, they can transfuse the Roaches whenever they need to. MeomaikA continuing to rally units across. It will take a little while, because, again, there's no speed units coming out, but once you're here, there's not a lot that Demi can do to defend. The drones are going down in huge swaths. GG. MeomaikA takes game number 1. I really liked the 12 pool out idea coming out from Demi. Might as well use the map to his favor. But this is MeomaikA we're talking about. He has done this. He has done his fair share of 12 pools on Submarine. He knows exactly how to hold and counterattack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Like, that was, again, like, that was just so well executed by MeomaikA. Just realizing that his opponent went for a 12 pool and then going for that early, like, Roach Warren, like, that was just such a smart play. Like, that was great. That was beautiful. My God.
Dios mío. And thank you very much, OSE Esports, for that raid. How we doing, Chicken Man, Ragnarok, and everyone else?
I hope you enjoyed your the Pink Drip Pylon tournaments. I saw there were quite a number of big name players. One of them was MeomaikA. He was in that event. Unfortunately, his run was cut short as there were some heavy hitters there, some big name Korean players. I hope you enjoyed your broadcast. Yeah.
Really, it was cut short because he wanted to, whatchamacallit? He wanted to play in GPO, which is his main priority. Papa Loken's watching.
He be watching. Oh boy, and we'll see. We'll see if he's able to, if he even drops a map. Meanwhile, thank you so much. One raid after the other. Alpha X, thank you so much for the raid. Just like for OSE Esports, I hope you enjoyed the Pink Drip Pylon broadcast, the tournament. I hope you had a great time. I did see it earlier. Unfortunately, we were unable to catch the end of it because we had to begin our own tournaments. But yeah, hope you enjoyed yourselves.
This is the after party.
It is. It is.
And when we talk about parties, these players go hard on. Lightshade, LE in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way to the top left-hand corner. Our red Zerg player going for another 12 pool light. He is coming down from the Jewel of India, representing Downfall Gaming, DFG. He is Demi. The shock.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is blue, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA. My God. Thank you so much, Pig, once again for the raid.
Welcome to the Pink Drip after party.
Yes, it's your turn to shout him out, mate.
G fuels out. Wait, what?
I hope you enjoyed the Pink Drip Pylon broadcast, Pig. I hope you had a good time. I saw you went live earlier today alongside everyone else. It was a massive event. But welcome everyone for all 3 of the Twitch channels that just rated us. I hope you enjoy your time here. We are currently casting Grand Platypus Open GPO, our weekly Oceania and Southeast Asia tournament.
Or as Kuro is saying here in chat, who can stop MeomaikA? Because he has been on a tear for the longest time. I don't think he's had a championship streak quite as long as Demi, but he's definitely had more streaks.
Oh yeah, exactly. And once again, MeomaikA is going for the same response. MeomaikA, he did spot the 12 pool. He sees all the links coming across the map. First, he did go for a pool first of his own, and he's going straight into that Roach Warren.
My God. Knows exactly how to defend against this. He's being so careful with his links, waiting until he can get the perfect surround on top of Demi's.
Yeah, that he
but
is.
Not as flawless as number 1.
Yeah, to be fair, in game number 1, MeomaikA did shut this down a lot faster, but regardless, he is able to defend. He does force Demi back, and I'm a little bit concerned, MeomaikA, because this is Lightshade. This is sorry, I called you MeomaikA. I'm a little bit concerned, Yaku, because we're on Lightshade. This is the second smallest map in the map when it comes to rush distance, and once again, Demi has no idea what he's up against.
But it's still significantly longer than Submarine. Well, maybe not significantly, but it's still longer than Submarine, so I'm hoping Demi will have a bit more time to prepare. He had a pretty decent defense against the first wave of attack coming out from MeomaikA in game number 1, but by the time the reinforcements came in, it was kind of all over. I'm hoping I see a couple of spines coming up in the production tab.
Yeah, as the Ling of Demi does come in and he scouts. He sees the roaches. Demi, there we go. A spine is on the way. This time we see a second spine in production. So Demi, he realizes, hey, whatever I had last game in game number 1, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to hold. So he's going for an additional spine. We got a 4th queen on the way as well. And we'll see if he fares better here in game 2.
Spines aren't out just yet, and it feels like there's more army here from MeomaikA than previously, but that's just because the army of Demi, the Lings of Demi I should say, were hiding for the ambush. More Lings are coming in to reinforce MeomaikA, but the spines do finish up both of them, and the queens still have a little bit of transfuse energy on them. One or two, if my math is right.
Yeah, and what's important is that because this is on Lightshade and not Submarine, the queens are not here to reinforce. You know, the rush distance was too long, and MeomaikA thought that it was not worth it whatsoever to waddle his queens across the map. So, Demi, he defends.
There we have it. Always had it in him. He just needed a little bit of an extra, what's the opposite of push-pull, to be safe in game number 2. But now, map control is still very heavily in MeomaikA's hands. He is keeping a couple of his Lings around here to scout and spot for when Demi takes his cert base. He immediately goes into his lair after the failed push.
That he does, and this is getting a little bit scary because he's also taking every single one of his gases. All 4 gases have been taken for MeomaikA, looking poised to go straight into Spire, I imagine. The reason why I think Spire and not, like, I don't know, like, speed for roaches is there's no evo chamber, there's no upgrades on the way for his roaches whatsoever.
And typically I would agree with you here, Light, but MeomaikA at the start of the tournament has shown us that he's dipping a little bit further into insanity.
True.
Than usual.
Intensity even.
Oh.
But there we have it. The Spire is on the way for MeomaikA. He is looking to go for that 2-base muta. Honestly, a little bit surprising because, again, he does have map control, you know, especially he has the tech advantage with his roaches. If he wanted to, he could have gone for a faster 3rd base, but he's opted to stay on 2.
Yeah, might as well go for even more map control here. Actually, now that I think about it, has MeomaikA gone for a single 3rd base throughout the entire tournament?
Today,
I mean, I know his first series was kind of short, but
not at all, mate. Not at all.
All right, we'll keep our eyes peeled. There's the 3rd base.
There we go. He's getting a 3rd for the first time this evening. We'll see if he even decides to saturate it, as the Spire is on the way. It has gone unscattered so far by Demi. He has no idea that it is coming. Meanwhile, these things of MeomaikA do force a cancel.
That was actually kind of brilliant, Light. Looking at those Lings get us around, those Lings of MeomaikA get us around, and the Lings of Demi. Thankfully, Demi was able to evacuate him out of there before they got completely sandwiched, but man, that was an ambush if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, definitely, and oh my god, Demi actually saves his drone with transfuses.
Now, you don't see that too often, particularly because if you're going to be turning them into a hatchery like this, it feels like a little bit of a waste, but does mean that Demi is getting that 3rd base he so desperately needs to get out as quickly as he can.
Oh yeah, especially because it was cancelled earlier, right? Like, he needs to catch up. Right now, his 3rd is far behind the 3rd of MeomaikA. Meanwhile, Demi is going in with his Overseer, and finally, for the first time, he gets eyes on those mutas.
But is it too late for Demi right now? Doesn't have too many resources out at the moment. His only anti-air are queens. And MeomaikA is not neglecting his roaches. He won't have them... They're not going to be well upgraded roaches, but he will still have a bit of a buffer on the ground to buy himself some time.
Definitely. And what's
Couldn't
important
be
is that
deal damage.
yeah, and MeomaikA, he spots the army pushing to the center of the map. Like Demi, he's going across the map. He even brought a drone here to throw down a spore to help out with the anti-air. He's trying his best to keep it protected with the rest of the queens, but MeomaikA is he's slowing this down, and he's got his own roaches, his own ravagers, even a couple of spines.
And this is looking pretty unbreakable for Demi, unless he's able to hardcore get ahead in terms of upgrades.
Oh my god.
Not a whole lot he can do. He has kept MeomaikA back for a while, but buys himself some time to get that third base up and running, but he doesn't have a spore there yet.
He does not have a spore. If MeomaikA knew that, he would dive straight into that base, and finally he does, but Demi, he bought enough time for the queens to show up. They are here to defend the third base. Oh my god, no spore in the main either.
Jeez.
Demi
now starting to finish up, and even without taking out drones, MeomaikA is still wreaking havoc here, cutting into the supplies of Demi. And he's taking a couple of transferring drones anyway.
That he is. Meanwhile, the main army of MeomaikA is pushing towards that third base. He has so many Ravagers here, not too many Roaches, and maybe with good enough transfuses, Demi will be able to hold, but ooh, the Biles do land, and the Spines are not coming into play at all.
That they are not so far out of position. Look at all these Biles coming down. Like, MeomaikA's actually taking some friendly fire, but he does not care whatsoever. He's double the army supply at Demi, and it looks like MeomaikA will be going to the upper bracket finals.
Exactly, showing that he is still the Grand Platypus himself. GG gets called, and MeomaikA takes the series 2-0.
Oh boy, 2 quick series, both 2-0s. My god, Mio. Dios mio, should I say.
I love it. Dios mio. Very fitting for MeomaikA as he does move on to the next round. Again, like MeomaikA, of course, he did really prove himself to be the best Zerg player, or one of the best Zerg players in the region, especially last year with his dominant performance in Grand Platypus Open throughout the entire year. But Demi, he's coming back. He's coming back strong. But again, he's still struggling against MeomaikA's playstyle, against just how quirky, how unorthodox he is, how on point with scouting you have to be against him.
It really just shows how cruel you are. Like, he's coming back after his break. You just throw him off the deep end immediately.
Oh boy.
I mean, sure, it wasn't the first round, but still, facing MeomaikA this early. Ouch.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was in round 3, to be fair. Of course, if you have a problem with the exclamation mark Funada Kuro in the chat, as she did see the brackets this week. But yes, MeomaikA does move on. To be fair, Demi still has a chance to come back in this tournament, as there is a lower bracket, as you can see on the screen right now. So he does have another chance. But it is full of best of ones down there. You know, anything can happen. It's quite terrifying.
Indeed, it is.